Okay. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch chat? Playing through second league of the day. We got a donation list from Sadistic Sage to play some Jund Cosmo Goyf. So we've got Cosmo Goyf Detectives Phoenix is like the backbone of the deck. Just trying to fill up the yard a bit. Be able to combo by Phoenix bestowing away most of the yard and equipping up to a Cosmo Goyf to attacking with a big flying hasted beat stick. To go along with this plan, we've got Faithless Looting to help enable some of our graveyard shenanigans, along with Overlord of the Baelmark, which Overlord and Archon add to our Persist package. So hopefully we can find some opportunities to get one of those back. We've got Fatal Push, Thoughtseize is Murderous Cut down here, some of our general interaction. Sideboard, we've got Dreams of Steel and Oil, a couple meltdowns for the artifacts, Pick Your Poison for the enchantments, 2 Obsidian Charmal, 2 Pyroclasm, Abrupt Decay, Necroxa, and 3 copies of Veil of Summer because we don't want to play against blue decks. League. Spell Snare is at an all-time high. Spell Snare is at an all-time. Love Persists just went 4-1 2 times with the Reanimator, lost twice to Goryos. Yeah, I mean, like, we're not going to be a very interactive deck. We're just hoping to run into Boros, right? At an all-time low. I agree with that. Like, I've been cutting Spell Snare pretty aggressively for most of my lists, going to Stern Scolding. Got some stuff. See if the stuff is good. I think this is just Overlord. There could be an argument for going for Cosmo Goyf just to stand in the way, but get back a Street Wraith is a free redraw. Or just get down to Cosmo Goyf to have like a second beater. Wraith. Just gotta hope opponent doesn't have a Thraben Charm. Is that your only other untapped green source? No, we've got a an Overgrown Tomb. Tomb is in the yard. Never mind. Then yeah. Call. Okay, so then let's go grab a green surveil. Are we persisting a street wraith? Now that we've got 2? Opponent chooses discard a Fable. Okay. Age down my Wraith. All right, all we need to do is find an Archon. Just find an Archon off this looting. Life is good. Archon. Overlord. So we can ditch Thoughtseize. Yeah, but if we persist the Overlord, then I can't persist an Archon if we find one. I have to decide, like, now if I'm planning on persisting this Overlord, because I have to have it in the yard if I do, or I need to have the Phoenix, or I need to have the Overlord in hand if I'm going to impending it. We're so close to just one-shotting next turn. I guess we could just hit them for 12 in the air. 2, 4, 5, 6. We're dead to another Flage. We're dead if they can get 2 things in the yard. Well, blocks isn't winning us this game. Because if I block something, if I have to block like Ragavan, then all I'm doing is giving them additional fuel to get back Flage, which puts me farther from winning with the Cosmogoyf. What if I could persist Overlord, Phoenix the Overlord, get 2 triggers, put 8 cards in the yard. Goyf plus Bestow right now is at most 13 damage. But like, if the plan is Goyf Bestow no attack, then I should just get back the Archon instead, or get back the Overlord instead, because I get more stuff in the yard. Like, again, the Goyf Bestow no attacks is losing to them just attacking. It's losing to known information because they're either attacking around it and I'm not killing them next turn, or they're getting back Flage and I'm not killing them next turn. So if my plan is to sit back and not attack, then I need to get Overlord, not Goyf. And I think I have to attack. What do I... Like, if I sit back and block, and I block the Shaman token, I take 4, but I'm just dead to so much. Yeah. I mean, we'll get to find out pretty quickly if this is right or stupid or wrong. I think I have to get this chip shot in. Got Ocelot Pride gaining life. If they get back Flage, I'm like dead regardless. Doesn't get back Flage. Dead to Goblin Bombardment. Dead to Thraben Charm. Dead to another Flage. Okay, so didn't matter. We were dying to that regardless of what we chose. Corrupt Decay, Pyroclasms. Teams. Trim some wraiths. I don't think I can cut the Archon. Anyone tried Riddler with Frog yet in the Esper deck? You were like 30 minutes too late. Yeah, we just played it last league. I don't have the list in front of me since we were on the normal account, but it was basically Demir playing Demir with Riddler and then splashing for pest control and what Celestial Purge out of the board. I have a feeling this deck is going to be one of those almost there type of things. Possible. I think it's going to be one of those cases of like just going all in on one plan is better than going sort of in on another plan. The last two Thoughtseize for Pick Your Poison. I was kind of thinking on the play it might be nice to have Thoughtseize or Dreams for like Thraben Charm or what's it called? Ghost Vacuum. Right. Getting rid of Troll. Pick Your Poison hits Vacuum. Yeah, but Pick Your Poison misses Thraben Charm. So we're just going to go like round and round on one hitting one and hitting or missing others. Respect the Cat coming in with the raid. Thank you, thank you. Welcome everybody from Respect the Cat stream. Playing through a donation league with some Jund, Cosmo, Goyf. Was it Jund, Cosmo, Goyf, Detectives, Phoenix? Seeing what happens. Speak of the devil. Welcome everybody. If it's your first time here, my name's Michael, Control Freak on Magic Online. Play a lot of modern, usually a lot of frog decks, a lot of Frog Tide, Oculus. Which actually we just finished a league with Blue-Black Frog Tide with Quantum Riddler. That'll probably be up on YouTube tomorrow. All right, I think I'm going to go for the Emperor here. It's a little painful. Go for the Emperor, and I'm just going to exile their Flooded Strand. DKG coming in with a 4-month resub. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the subscribers. Enjoy continued access to our sweet emotes. Taking away some interaction. Maybe they play a second cat here. Nope. Cowards. Okay. Like to find some more lands, but at least we have Pyroclasm. I won't let the ads take my Control Freak viewing experience. You'd love to hear it. But yeah, for everybody that just joined in, we finished a league, a 4-1 league with Demir Frogtide playing Quantum Riddler. See if I can find that list here somewhere. I just had that. Playing Quantum Riddler, and it was surprisingly good. I was shocked. Pyroclasm away some cats. Less juicy of a Pyroclasm into Goblin Bombardment. Did bolt ourselves, but we kind of have to get these off the board. Hope that our opponent does not follow it up with an Ajani. I still think Boros is so freaking good at just like punishing every little like not perfect decision. I don't even know if that's what you can really call it, but every time that you try to play a little bit around something, you just play perfectly into something else. For 10 next turn, but we did now. Not actually dead, but for the sake of carrying along with the league, we're dead. How was Tragic Trajectory in the Demir League? We never cast it. Like, literally never saw the card in the entire league, which was very surprising, but can't do much about that. So I have nothing to report back on that front. Or it's just attacks on too many different angles and they'll just kill you. So, yes, agreed. Also, frogs, why are you here? Frogs. Frogs. I hope you're not playing anything good. The Boros comment, attacks on too many different angles. Stream Sniper, no. Friend of the channel. Friend of the channel, Discord member. But we'll say Stream Sniper anyway, because it sounds better. Telling me this wasn't targeted. Want you to have any of these cards. Boros comment about attacking on too many different angles. So for me, it's not so much that they are intentionally attacking on too many angles, which they are attacking on a bunch of them. To me, it's the fact that like there is no right decision when it comes to Boros, because I cannot count the number of times that like I've chosen to not fatal push, say, or fatal push a Ragavan on turn 1 and they immediately follow up with like a dashed one, or you go for letting a Guide of Souls survive so that you can fatal push the Ocelot Pride, and they just go like second guide, third guide or something. Hate having all these Archons in hand. Or you hold up Stern Scolding on 2 and they play Goblin Bombardment. You hold up Shoot the Sheriff and they got double 1-drop instead of an Ajani or something. You hold up Counterspell and they play Voice of Victory and now your hand is forced. Just all that sort of stuff adds up. Said, don't thought seize me. Hey. Went for the stock up. Assume they'll be able to find another copy of Solitude off this. Commercial District. I assume that's got to be better than a random draw. Maybe not. You know what? A call. How I learned to stop losing to Boros and embrace the 6/6. Well, we beat Boros with Esper earlier. So there's hope. Not that I blame anybody for going the amulet route. Yeah, thought sees me. Go crazy. That's a free 2 damage right there. You gonna do play it to fairy? No, coward. Amulet's great, but it didn't play Death Shadow, so we probably won't see it on stream. Well, technically, this doesn't play Death Shadow. Our last list didn't play Shadow. So I feel like I'm evolving as a Magic player. Opponent's not going to know what hit them when they go for this Supreme Verdict. It's not an Archon. It's 3 Phoenixes in a trench coat. No, they still have it to fairy. Thankfully, they're not doing anything relevant at the moment. Scratch that. unfortunately, we don't have a way to get one of these phoenixes into the graveyard. And if I flash back a Faithless Looting, they can attack with Ketramos. Kind of scary. Maybe they'll just like not do anything and lose. Like the exact opposite of what I asked for. Sitting on a didn't see that one coming. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Not a big chance, but it's a chance. Built this deck while we were theory crafting. Q sniped us. It would be kind of hilarious and on point. Wish I had another. Add another Phoenix. Carry down. But it says stop playing white border to fairies. They're the cheapest ones. No excuses. So I'm going to believe that they've got a Solitude. My belief came true. Snuffy the Seal, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome afternoon. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. Aren't white border ones illegal in tournament play? They are if I'm running the tournament. Okay. Out of here. I think I want to find Persist. Come back to me, my child. Dead to the phoenixes in the air. Magic is too easy. I don't know what I'm bringing in. He could have like Ashiok. Solitude hitting seems good. Probably has some number of frog. Bale could be okay. They show 5 color for binding. I think they're just Esper. I think. They did show Bowmaster, so I'm going to cut a couple Wraith. Sure. I said, take that, white border to fairies. It says, white border or not, seemed pretty terrible into a bunch of wind drakes with haste. Fair. Find me a persist. I want to save Faithless Looting for after Emperor. So I can potentially like looting on. Ah. Persist. Dang. Fair, but dang. Okay. So they have like catcher moves here to punish me. Vindicate my overlord. Well, we came here for one thing, and it's overcharged Cosmo Goyfs. So do that. Everything. No. Why do you hate fun? Why do you hate fun? You have an 8-9. Yeah, it could have been a 9-10. I feel like it's about to get prismatic endinged. Just going to be like a little depressed. Little depresso espresso. Well, I guess by all technicalities, that has to block at some point. Well, we know to play around Harbinger if we go to game 3. I don't think there's anything I still don't know if he's on Frog or not. Who am I playing against? Vindicate. It's got to just be like Esper control, right? Like, is it Teferi, Solitude? Saw No More Lies game 1. I feel like I've looked at his list before. I don't remember like 90% of it. No Frog and an Esper deck with Catcher would be a sin. I would agree, but crazy world we live in. Don't thought seize me. I don't have a thought seize. A lot of stock ups. All right, can we manage to get some sort of pressure into play? Going to be a little awkward to have Croxa with our Cosmo Goyf. But I guess we can go Cosmo Goyf on 3, try to escape Croxa on 4. That. So if they go for Crack Spell Bomb, we can Thought Seize If they don't, we can Phoenix. And hit for 10. Damn it! Stop it! I'm just out here trying to live my best life. Top deck spell bomb into force of negation. All right, we're going to see if this does anything. They find Solitude white card. Them having fun consistently in response to hasty fat Goyf is really grinding my gears. Same, fam. Same. I don't know what we did, but we'll take it. So we draw Bloodstained Mire, Fatal Push, or draw Mire for turn, flashback looting, hit push Bloodstained Mire. We have push for subtlety, and we get out of it. So we win a match. Frogs couldn't stream snipe us well enough. Stop taking away my solitude. Stop playing white border to fairies. You want to have fun? Get those out of here. Maybe if I wasn't distracted by how hideous they are, I wouldn't see the white border solitudes. Goyf is cool as hell. Goyf has been cool as hell with Detectives Phoenix. That merger right there, I think, is dope. What was our match one? It was Boros. It was Boros seeing a bunch of Boros-y cards. Blink action. Did you have force in your opener game 3? Because I'm pretty sure I just saw 3 lands, double stock up, and a solitude. I don't remember seeing force. Solitude, stock, force. Okay, I just never saw the force. Re-entomb. Seize number 2. Take Emperor of Bones. We're going to top deck the fattest persist of 2025. Persist. Went really hard. Large and in charge. Let's go for a Surveil land main phase. Just to see if we happen to flip over Detectives Phoenix. Not. They're going to flash in Ophelia. Wonder if you should have surveilled before you wrath or before you wraith. I thought about it, but I was kind of worried about Bowmaster, and I didn't want to use up my surveil and then cycle wraith and have to like fatal push a Bowmaster and not be able to do anything with whatever I hit. All right, so put that in the graveyard. I have to cast this first because if I don't, then they can respond to my Thoughtseize. I'll leave the other Archon in the yard. Cosmo should definitely say cards in exile, not cards you own. Counting only yours was too much. I feel like if they counted everything... Rough. I feel like if they counted everything, it would be too easy to enable it with like Leyline of the Void Archive trap you. And now I just have a ridiculously huge Cosmo Goyf. There's not like that many good self-mill enablers, but there's a lot of ways to enable or to mill your opponent for like really, really insane amounts. All right, well, cast this archive or Archon in no time. Tasha's works as well. Tasha's Exiles. If you're talking about Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Like Archive Trap or the 2-mana Mill 10 or something with like a Nihil Spellbomb or Leyline. Persist looting, persist looting, persist looting. Right there. I know I want Veil, or I know I want Dreams. I don't know if Veil is good enough against them. Like it doesn't stop Solitude, stops Fatal Push, stops Thoughtseize, so I guess it probably is. Wraiths. Oh yeah, they're on Frog. So Decay is good enough. Good call. I'm on an Overlord. Keep the Archons. Archon's got to be pretty good into them if I can get it right. Sneep. Do it. It's gonna be like a turn 1 relic. I haven't gotten to do this in so long. It's been so long. I forgot how good that feels. The Riddler, because I definitely don't want them getting that back. I don't want them to potentially find an Ephemerate and be able to blink the Riddler. Frog, 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 froggy, frog. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and play out this Cosmo Goyf. Like, they're going to spend their next turn just, like, holding up mana to play Felia or something. Maybe I top deck a Detective's Phoenix. Guess I'm going for the fatal push here. Must be a white card. They're probably deciding whether they want to evoke the Solitude or not. Get them. Okay. Opponent is empty-handed. Not that we're doing much better. Get a Surveil land, though. Okay. Okay. We've got a Phoenix in the yard. We've got a Faithless looting. Just need to find a persist. One of your finest persists. So we can just one shot next turn. Throw those back. Keep the Cosmo Goyf. Don't do anything crazy. Let's hit a Thoughtseize. Probably good enough, right? Like we could Emperor and threaten Archon in case they have Solitude. Of course they do. You ever seen a deck like this not hit all of their Solitudes in the top half? I sure haven't. 3 of them in 19. We still have a lethal Goyf. Now we have a lethal Goyf through a fatal push. So green, black, Phoenix, the Goyf. We died to Ephemerate. We survived Detective's Phoenix. Or survived Fatal Push. Come on, be a push. Be a push, not an Ephemerate. Push, not ephemerate. Push, not ephemerate. Come on. And you have the Felia too? Jesus Christ. Deck is not real. Could have been Blossoming Defense. It could have, but then we would have died to the turn one Thoughtseize. We were doing so well. We were so close. Had to be a non-black removal spell. Third Solitude. Back to back. Did swing for 22 haste. That's cool. And where did it get us? The losers bracket. It was like, I think we need to be more all in on that game plan. Are you siding with bench and saying we need Blossoming Defense? I don't know if I can go that far down the rabbit hole. Opponent has lost connection to the game. Oh, nope. One opponent rejoined. Storm. Well, I guess we can Murderous Cut a Ral. Bruh. Bruh. Did you not? Reckless Impulse into double Reducer right after the Thoughtseize one away. Nobody today's got any chill. Not having it. The medallion. On the bright side, they don't have a lot of looks. Guess I can hit an artist talent. That's pretty good. So I guess the best we can do. Have anything worth persisting? On Archon into the bin. Archon into the bin. Archon. I think the best we can do is try to set up for lethal next turn and just hope they whiff. Or hope they don't have the gas. But we need a... Okay, there's an Archon in the bin. We're going to get back Street Wraith. They go. And if we can just find a Detective's Phoenix. Don't really have a board for Storm. Yeah, our plan against Storm is 100% hope and pray. They've discarded triple glimpse. One of their last cards has to be a Past in Flames. There's just no way you're discarding triple glimpse right here. Over the last like 2 turns. Creep shot me for 5. Or Galvanic Relay. Come on, Galvanic Relay. We have 2 draws to find Phoenix. 2 draws plus the 13 cards in the yard. Seen a lot of cards. I don't know what they get off this wish here. It's got to be like Galvanic Relay. It's like you shouldn't have a ritual in your board to get with wish to cast a Past in Flames right here. Are they just hoping to spike a second one? Get the Grape Shot to have it. Come on. Phoenix. Cycling the troll free. We have basic swamp in here, right? Yeah. So cycling the troll is free, gets a draw out of hand. Oh, wait, we have Archon. So even if we whiff on this, we can persist Archon. And if their last card's Past in Flames, they can't flash it back without hitting a land. That's like something. Hold up. 5. How close is this to lethal? I would have figured out the Archon eventually, but I was just like geared all in on Phoenix. So we're dead to land Past in Flames. But it'd have to be like been Past in Flames. So we're not dead to Past in Flames off the top. They can't trigger artist talent. That's our plan against Storm. Just Phoenix up in Archon. Abrupt Decay is definitely coming in. I think I'm going to bring in Dreams. Probably Pick Your Poison as well. Roxa. Some number of those things. Trim some pushes. I guess we'll keep in Murderous Cut. So if I do just need to like play out vanilla Cosmo Goyfs, it's another way to kind of buff them. Or cuts. Maybe I don't want Croxa. Maybe it's a little too slow. Emperor good. Trying to think of what kind of hate they would be bringing in. I don't hate cutting an Overlord. And I think I'm just going to bring in one Pick Your Poison. I've got the Abrupt Decay. I've got Thought Season Dreams. Well, push is good, but I'm just bringing in Abrupt... Or do you mean good to cut or good to keep in? Because, like, it's okay in the deck, but if I'm just bringing in, like, Abrupt Decay that kills everything push kills plus more, it's not quite as necessary. Much as I want to go for a turn 2 like Archon. No! No! That's our plan. Can't steal it from us. Get back. Pollen in this deck. I'm going to be real with you. I don't have a clue what this deck wants. This is like not my forte of deck in the slightest. So I'm learning with everybody else. I think it just wants to be more all in on like being Reanimator. Like less time trying to play some amount of fairish stuff. Of just getting rid of like, I guess Cosmogoyf is fine. Like this is kind of what I was talking. No, wrong one. This is kind of what I was talking about at the start of the video. Was just, is this deck going to be at its best when you just say, I've got an Archon, I'm reanimating it, and stop wasting time on like everything that's not reanimating Archon. So like just play more stuff that digs for Archon. Kind of rude. Effect. All right. You could top deck. You could top deck a Ral and play it out right here. That would be pretty sweet. Onto the battlefield. Come on. I do love this Eldrazi spawn attack from them. Go get a Surveil land in case we can flip over an Archon. Are we persisting a troll? Yes. It like cuts off me having flashback looting, get an Archon next turn, but I guess it's fine-ish. Need this static prison to go away. Card's just been the bane of my existence ever since it was printed. heck? Yeah. This is where we hit the Archon, right? Do it. Do it. Every fiber of my being knew it was going to happen. What is the card you're going to hit when all the dust settles and your cantrips are over? Oh, I get this trigger after their draw step. So if it's anything sorcery speed, we just get to hit it. They did not just hit a past in flames. Blind hit the past in flames. Like the only thing they can hit. Oh boy. Time to be alive. Couldn't have been a wish or a ritual. Another static prison, artist talent. That'd be good when you can hit the one outer. Truth. Everyone's God drawing you this league. So this is like my normal experience playing Magic. And so when anybody says something along the lines of like, oh, just have the counter spell in a certain matchup, or they never have it, you just like do this and you win. All I can think is like, what is that like? What's it like to just have the counter spell every time, or just have like the removal spell every time? Like I deleted the screenshots from earlier and I should have saved them, but I had a match against Boros with Esper Oculus. And I went through this entire game 3 looking for a pest control. Had like 3 hits off of Psychic Frog. And then finally got a Ketchermos down. Or I had like a Ketchermos down. They static prisoned it. And I went into a row of just hitting 6 or 7 consecutive lands. And that was between like frog hit, exiling to jump the frog, drawing off the Ketchermos, went down to 1 life, finally hit a Thought Scour, Thought Scoured, drew into the pest control. And I was like, I just went through a dozen cards looking for one of 3 copies of Pest Control and like didn't see one in the top 30 cards of my deck. And like, this is what it takes to find one. And doesn't do anything right. If I had a persist, I'd Thoughtseize myself persist. But seeing as how I do not. Okay. Throw back an Archon and a Wraith. It's got a Gemstone Caverns. Who wants to take bets on this Veil of Summer? Any takers? Oh no, we just whiff. I 2-3 to League the other day and just drew the opposite of what I needed while opponent drew everything. That was the hardest I've ever worked to get a 2-3. It definitely happens. No shortage of lands. I think I'm going to keep this Dreams of Steel and Oil in hand. Maybe cast it next turn, depending on what I find off my Surveil. But I could see slow rolling a Ral or something for a turn. I don't think the 4th land's doing anything for me. Dead. That seems like not a good use. Like blowing that ritual right there. Persist. How to persist. Okay. Need a bad reckless impulse here. Aggressive. Will there be another league after this? Probably. I wanted to try out consult the star chart in Demir. See how that does. Assist. One time. Thank you. Dealer. Rid of the Ral. I don't have a Detective's Phoenix, so can't haste up this Archon, unfortunately. I know they've got Valakut Awakening. All right, be gentle. I can't think. Ritual, passed in flames, isn't doing anything. That was about as close as you can get. Okay, can we go positive? That is the question of the day. Rewrite the ship and end up positive. I just want a one shot with Goyf. We were close if it weren't for Force of Negation and Solitude and every other interactive spell out there. What's Cosmogoyf doing here? Doesn't seem like you're exiling many cards. But you're trying to get Detective's Phoenix in your yard so that you can exile your yard to bestow up a Cosmogoyf. The problem is that we're really, really not good at finding Detective's Phoenix, apparently. They hit a frog, so now they've got an unearthed target. We hit a push. Come on, push. Push, push. Damn it. All right, well, we've got an Archon in the yard. We got Persist. If they can not draw something too crazy here. What's the name of the artifact that can exile the top 3 cards of your library and can reanimate exiled creature for 4? Are you talking about Yggdrasil? Bruh. Bruh, my brother in Christ. Yggdrasil's the one that, like, through the breach was playing a little bit. They're gonna Faithless Looting. They should have hit with the frog first. I can't imagine they have any ways of, like, hasting up whatever they hit. That would have been kind of free. Oculus. Okay, well, at least we get an Archon back here. Watch him have force. I will watch no such thing. Right. Can't attack with the frog. All right, so we're not dead on the crackback to the attack. I could hit a Detective's Phoenix off of the Overlord, which would make this a forced chump block. So I guess we're going for that. We hit one. Yeah, we'll get back a Cosmo Goyf. Overlord, Thoughtseize. Guess we just hit a bunch of random stuff regardless. Like everything but faithless looting. Meyer. This makes it so that they have to sack the manifest token to the Archon combat trigger. And then they have to chump block with the Psychic Frog because of the losing life. And discard the last card. That was jump the frog. Never mind. Emperor would have been lethal. Okay. Tap land. Go. Magic's too stressful. I say it all the time, and every single time it's confirmed to me. It's just so much going on every match. They hit Emperor. No. Looting? Sure. So I will say, and maybe I'm wrong for the thought, or is that even? No. Scratch that. Yeah, scratch that thought. I was going to say that I think Spell Pierce is kind of unplayable. And if you're going to play Spell Pierce, you're probably just better off playing Spell Snare. But the more I think about it, the more it's like, if in their deck, playing Spell Pierce is basically just like trying to deal with opposing Grave Hate. And that's like it. And I think that's kind of reasonable because it's like the cheapest way to interact with most everything outside of just running more like Force of Negations. Play FOMO in that spot, in the Overlord spot. I still think the answer is probably Malevolent Rumble. Thought seized and cry. Do it. Arena ladder reset. That mean anything to me? Persisting Harbinger. So this is pretty funny. We get to get a mountain off this and then cycle the troll for a swamp. And just persist the troll. Who's winning this race? Perfect counterplay. Oh no. Absolutely not. You think I'm blocking this? You think I'm putting a body in front of this Harbinger? Oh no. What do you have? I am so lost in everything related to Magic nowadays. What's going on is we're getting hard cast Harbingered on into the Flood Maw. Counterspell bad in the Boros Snare meta, trying to make a controlled tempo catcher frog deck, and wondering if this will be bad. Very aggressive mana base. Give me a second. I'll get back to it. Harbinger, or they have the Oculus now. I'll concede to the Oculus. Harbinger into the Flood Maw. Harbinger locked themselves out of 2 colors. Changing anything? So with a deck like this, I don't know why you're running Psychic Frog in like your Supreme Verdict, Wrath of the Skies deck. I feel like this is just better without the frog and run something else to enable Ketchermos. Like you've got 4 Relic already. Just drop the frog, I think. Drop Frog, add into Fairy, call it a day. Would be my 2 cents. Then you're just like blue-white control doing blue-white control things. Did have the spell pierce. Maybe add Riddler instead for after the sweeper. Maybe, but like you're just trying to set up a really, really slow game plan like that, which like isn't awful, but it's just kind of, is that going to be consistent in Modern? You're going to beat the shit out of Boros, but unfortunately Modern is more than just Boros. Like, at the end of the day, if you think it's fun and it's something you want to try out, then all for it. Played, absolutely baited. You ever seen a shot called so much as holding up that abrupt decay right there? Flashback looting, so you are dead. Literally dead now. Oh, their Oculus. I didn't even see the Archon. Oculus or Archon out of their sides. Lethal. Archon's better because it's a better chance of getting them back in the game if something were to happen. But either way, we went positive. I don't know how, but 3-2. Okay, so Overlord I did not like. I think Overlord could have just been Malevolent Rumble, would have been probably better because it could get back lands if we wanted and give mana. So I think I would make that change. Emperor of Bones didn't really do anything. It's probably fine, like if you went up more. Murderous Cut can go. Troll was really good. I think I would up the troll count. I think the biggest issue I have is there's not a way to like improve your rate of getting persist. So you flip all this stuff in the graveyard, but if you don't see the persist, it just doesn't do anything. And there's not a good, like, tutor up a spell. I'm pretty sure Grizzly Salvage only gets land or creature. But a creature or land, yeah. One that suspends. I said good one. That one's not a good one. What about Unburial Rites? What's the... Is the flashback on Unburial Rites... Is it 4 or 5? I know one half is 5, one half is 4 with a... Or 3 with a white. Maybe. I don't hate Unburial Rites. So like Malevolent Rumbles over Bale Mercs. Add in 2 or 3, like 2 Unburial Rites over Murderous Cut something. Probably just swap the Fatal Pushes all for Abrupt Decays. Couple of Unburial Rites gives you some nice silver bullets on sideboard plan like Iona or Elish Nord. Pardon my old schoolness. I guess it just depends on how likely you think you're going to see those cards. Like if creativity and stuff like that, you can just tutor up that specific thing. But with your Reanimator deck, like you have to actually draw the card or flip it over to a mill. So you got to run like 2 or 3 copies. But if you're going white over green and going Mardu, I would play the Priest of Fell Rites or whatever. Then you just have an uncounterable Reanimate. Kenny coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Welcome to the subscribers. Enjoy access to all of our sweet custom emotes. So yeah. Malevolent Rumble over Overlord, some number of Unburial Rites, and like a white source.